So stepping back, when I was in high school, I knew nothing about this at all. I was in northern Minnesota, but here's Lee Reith and his mother-in-law standing out on the first 80 acres of land that were purchased to begin the formation of Mary Lee. And Mary Jane used to tell me that Lee came home, and these are pictures from about the era when they were buying Mary Lee, that Lee just came home and said, guess what I did today? I bought this piece of land. Well, he was buying land all the time, mostly for gravel pits, right, for Reith Riley, but he was buying this piece in particular because he said people are not connecting to nature anymore. And there needs to be a better way to do that, and let's work on that. And so they worked with their Methodist Church in South Bend initially, and then, of course, created an independent nonprofit by 1967. And this is, for me, it's a fascinating aerial photograph because when one looks at this photograph, you see in the foreground, let's see, where's my pointer happening? There we go, isn't that beautiful? Look at that. So there's where Reith Village is located. And here's the farmstead, and way over here is where the Learning Center is, north of south of Bear Lake. And so having this kind of concept of a changing landscape, the idea of what we can do over time to restore land as we recognize at Mary Lee. So in the beginning, in 1967, they formed the nonprofit, and here they're putting up the sign. Doug Waldman is the director, and he was living down this lane, and I'm not sure who these young people are that are helping, but the original name of Mary Lee was Mary Lee Nature and Religious Foundation. And so you see this wrapping core of faith that is woven into the purpose of Mary Lee from its very beginning. And here's what it looked like 2 years before it was donated to Goshen College. This was the entry lane going back to the Learning Center building, which is right back there in the woods. And so in 1980 then, Lee and Mary Jane Reith, along with Dr. J. Lawrence Burkholder, president of Goshen College, signed the papers to donate this property to Goshen College for the purpose of providing environmental education experiences. And here are a couple statements that come out of that document. It is the intention of the college that it will constitute an integral part of the educational program and expects to develop an environmental nature and earth study department. Now, it only took us 31 years to get to actually forming a department at Mary Lee, but the vision was there, and you just have to work out of that core, and you keep on working on it. And there's actually a sustainability and environmental education department, a Goshen College department, that is at Mary Lee. But Lee and Mary Jane and the early Mary Lee wanted to make sure that this was not just for Goshen College, it was also for many other people to engage. But you notice this phrase, it continues to be written in, to not damage the land, right? The idea of restoration. I found a letter that Lee Reith wrote back in 1965, which I call the very first public program of Mary Lee. And in 1965, this public program was some neighbor asking for permission if they and their family could have a picnic on this property that just had become Mary Lee property. And Lee says, yes, you can do that, blah, blah, blah. Here's how to get in the gate. And everything needs to be like it was when you came. You cannot disturb the land. So that was a theme that he repeated over and over again.